Hello YouTube. Well, I haven't made a video since last fall, late summer, whatever it was. But anyways, I'm going to give you an update. I probably should have done one a little bit sooner, but it looked pretty much the same as it did when I first got back. I finished my last job over in Illinois about 4 weeks ago, and so when I came back I started planning everything. Let me start panning around. I can talk while I'm panning. So let's just see what we got going here. We'll move back. Okay, now I've still got obviously the two grow beds. There's one there. It's a float grow bed. It's a 4x8, and I've got miscellaneous stuff in here. I'll talk about that more in a minute perhaps. And then I have some more, another one over here. This is the one I'm going to keep in the greenhouse. And I've got quite a few things growing in there. Some things grew really well, and other things haven't taken off very well, and I think I figured out what that one was. But let me start at the entrance. I'm going to move on outside. Okay, still backing up. What I've got is the, let's see if I can zoom out. Nope, that's zooming in. Okay, there's the greenhouse, the edge of it. There's the entrance. As you can see, it's in the city. Nothing but buildings around here. Nothing really nobody's ever seen before. This is a great urban garden type setup. Anyways, there's the shed. I'll get to that in a moment. I finished when I got back. I put a roof on it, so now it's really good and watertight up top, and that made a big difference. I'll show you when I get inside what happened when I didn't do that last year. But what I've done is a lot of the stuff you have to thin your plants, and some of the things you have to thin out are actually not that bad. So what I've done is I'm doing a combination of I don't know, doing aquaponics, the greenhouse, and I'm also doing some learning to plant densely as possible. I've always done that anyways, but now I guess there's more. I'll talk about that in some other video. What I've got here is, as you can see there, this is where it began. I had to thin out, and I started out with, I think those are the cucumbers. You can see they're right up against the greenhouse, right up on it. They're going to grow up onto the greenhouse. They'll start giving shade because it's starting to get pretty warm now, and so we know we could use the shade. And I do have a shade cloth to go over this, but in the meantime I'm going to have the cucumbers growing up there, and they'll vine up there, and that'll start thinning things out. And then oh, I know, those actually what you're looking at are cabbage. And then the second row this way is lettuce, and they grow, in 30 days or so you have a good lettuce, and that's some heirloom variety, and I don't recall which one. And then in between the blocks, what I've done, I've actually decided, instead of wasting that space and just filling it in, I put French breakfast radishes in there, and they're actually pretty sweet and tasty, so I think that'll look pretty good and taste awesome, and when they start coming out. And it does go around, and I'm sure if you look back to some other videos I talked about it. I'm going to raise it a little bit more, but got to get started. We've had a very late spring this year in the Midwest. I mean, this is 1st of May is coming up in like 3 days. Today's the 28th, I believe, and we're talking about temperatures in 2 more days. We're talking 56 degrees, which is awfully ridiculous, but climates come and go. Back in the 30s, back then, they were having a miniature ice age, and shoot, this was not that unusual at that time. But what I filled it in was compost that I got from the city, and then I threw some dirt in there to mix it up, and there are quite a few worms starting to grow in there too, so I know it's really good, healthy soil. Now, moving inside into my greenhouse, this is my work area. I mean, this is basically all going to be set up for the greenhouse, but I'm utilizing it for personal things as well. Next week I'm going to spray insulation into the walls, and so that'll tighten that up really nice, make it airtight and everything. And I put a window in there where I have it dislocated because I did not intend to build this elaborate of a ordeal. I was just going to build something to learn how to build the geodesic dome, and turned into my greenhouse. But the ground, or the floor down there, I've got paving blocks on about roughly 6 inches of gravel. The reason I use gravel instead of sand like I have on the inside of the greenhouse is so water will go through it much easier. Water will come down when it rains, It comes down from the outside upper part of the lot and it goes right under this where the shed is. So what I actually did is because it's only 6 inches, in some places only 2 inches, I just took a piece of 1.5 PVC, and I ended up needing about, I don't know, 14 feet, I guess, and I drilled holes every 6 inches so it would act like a leach line, and I laid it down on top of the sidewalk that's actually under those bricks, and then the water will come in. I've directed the water on the outside through plastic with gravel on top and dirt or clay to direct the water down in around the greenhouse, but some will get in, and this way the water will go on down through the greenhouse. It will not stop, and it'll help eliminate a lot of the problems with mold. When I left last fall, it was not moldy, but because of the cool, moist conditions and everything, we had mold growing. So I'm going to have to spray some mold killer up here, and then I'm going to spray the insulation on top of that, and that will eliminate that issue, and it also will insulate it as well, making it very very comfortable in here. You know, when it's 20 below zero here in the Midwest, it'll probably be in the 40s in here, maybe even 50s, because I could put a heater in there as well. I'm going solar. I've got solar panels. I also have my water heater, solar water heater. I'll talk about that later. But anyways, what we have is a lot of plants coming up. I'm moving most of them outside, but I need a lot of plants inside because I have bought a breeding colony of blue tilapia, and I'm going to be moving them out. And actually, I have one of them here over top of this in here. There he is, the little guy there. I had to separate him because he was very aggressive, and it was causing problems for a lot of my females, and I had 2 males, but I think I actually ended up with 3. But either way, where'd he go? He's hiding on me. I'm not shooting on him. There he is, and I had to take him out and separate him. So going back to what we have in the greenhouse, I'm going to put a vent right there. I'll be doing that this week. I'm going to put another vent on the other opposite side there, as well as one up top. I might have to put another one on the lower levels. I haven't determined that yet. But what we've got here is a massive amount of thermal mass inside this 20-foot greenhouse. I have between on this side here, on this side of the building, I have anywhere from 2 inches, and then it goes on down on the opposite side as much as 6 or more inches over on that side of the building, because it's on a slope, and so I put sand in it to level it up so that I can lay the paver blocks down here. And actually they turn out pretty well. Could use blocks, but I use pavers, and they're easy to do that way. So there's a lot of thermal mass here, and underneath of the floor I have pipes that I'm going to run hot water through in the wintertime, and I'll talk about that at another time. And also I have taken, as you can see, I have run guidelines here for the plants to climb on. I've got a lot of beans, and I've just planted some peas. There's actually a row of peas right there, a whole row there, and they're coming out pretty good. But I planted a whole bunch more peas a few days ago, so they'll be popping up in a few more days, and they will climb up the trellis as well. So that's what I have going on the inside here. There's a lot more, but I'm probably going to be limited on time. And so let me back out. And let's see if there's anything else I can talk to you about at the moment. But it's really amazing how it is all working out. It's all, of course, it's all organic, because you know, when you have fish, you can't have chemicals, and I certainly don't mind that. I have not had any problems with pests yet. I'm told from everything I've read and understood that pests aren't as huge of an issue because it's enclosed and it keeps most of them out. When you do get something, a lot of them can be controlled with bugs and other things done organically. So that is the long and the short of what I have, and I will do a much better video. I just wanted to get something posted. I'll do that this evening. And oh, there are those 2 barrels there. They go from the pond here, which is a 300-gallon stock tank that I've wired up or plumbed up, and the first one it goes into is it removes the solids from the waste, so it's a filter, and then it overflows into the second one, which then polishes the water and then returns it back into the system as well. So I have water going out of the tank through the little 3/4 inch line to the back side of the grow plants. I switch it from side to side every day or two, and then it goes back in, filters in, and you can see that real good right here. There's one, I got one on one side, one on the other side, one from each pot or grow bed, and it just drops in, so they're well aerated. I can put an air stone in there if I had to, but I don't have that many fish yet, probably about 20 or 30 goldfish. I have one on the other side, so it's aerating very well. And that is the long and the short of how you set up a system as such. Looking forward to the next video. Thanks a lot, YouTube.